What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Grab My Banner podcast, episode number 26. We've got a great show for you here today. We're going to go through our Raise Energy question, do our Reddit discussion. Going to skip the main discussion this week, not too much to talk about until probably the next few weeks. And then we will finish off the show with gambling. Remember, last week we didn't do the gambling segment. This week we have it ready to go. We have last season's champions and the start of the new season for all of us in the gambling segment. Let's get started with the Raise Energy question of the week. How would each legend be as a high schooler? Obviously, we know there's a lot of cliques. There's a lot of different types of people in high school. How do you think each legend would slot in the so-called greatest 4 years of your life? Which I think we've all grown to know that that's not even close to true.
Not even close.
Not even close at all.
Yeah, you hope it's not the greatest 4 years of your life. You don't want to peak.
You don't want it to. Yeah, you don't want it to
be that guy
the
that
greatest
peaks in
4
high
years.
school. Although you can enjoy high school and have a blast, just don't peak there.
Yeah, I think we all proved you could have a great 4 years, but it doesn't have to be the highlight. It could. There's a lot better, for you moving forward. But I think the one that stuck out to me the most was remember when you'd go to like lunch. And there'd always be those tables of, like, the military trying to recruit people. Yeah. And they'd make you do push-ups for, like, prizes and shit like that.
Yeah.
That's 100% Bangalore all the way.
All the
like,
time.
Literally, she's always doing the pull-ups, always doing the push-ups in front of the recruiters, trying to show off in front of all the kids. She knew what she wanted to do since day one. 100% the military chick.
I think she's the military chick, and then I also think she's trying to, like, one-up everybody. Like, the dudes are doing it, and then she's doing, like, one-handers or, like, fucking fingertip push-ups.
Got her hand behind her back, just
doing
going hard.
Like pumping them out.
Alternating back and forth.
Yeah, that's 100% Bangalore.
There's one other option I saw for Bangalore is the complete flip side, where she's just the rebellious kid that gets shipped off and then ends up loving the structure in the military and just goes all out. Yeah. I think it's one or the other. There's no in between with her.
Either way,
she's gung ho.
Either way, we all know that kid that was just like a complete wreck in high school, and then they went to the military, and their life is now somehow better than yours, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah,
you're like, gosh, damn.
It's literally the kids that you look at, and you're like, damn, I should have joined the military.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you remember, no, that ain't me.
Yeah,
that ain't me, dog.
Definitely not.
One that stood out to me is I always saw Rampart as like the girl that's like part of the boys, you know?
Just chilling with the dudes.
Yeah, just chilling with the dudes. Like you talk shit and she just talks shit right back to you, dude. Like 100%. I feel like that's right.
I had one for Pathfinder. Speaking of the auto classes, I actually just thought Pathfinder is that kid that took auto shop all 4 years and only to find the love of his life, which he never finds. But he's just sitting there looking at the back of the car going, damn, look at that muffler.
You know what? I actually think Pathfinder's not even a student. I think Pathfinder is the lunch lady that everyone just loves.
Oh, my God.
I think Pathfinder, wearing the hairnet, always gives you a little bit of extra. Like, I remember when we had lunch, we'd always get a cookie sometimes. Sneak you 2 cookies because you'd come there so often. And just Pathfinder's that lunch lady that you just fucking fall in love with. And then you leave high school and you're like, man, I really miss that person.
So I had Gib is the kid who asks, are you going to eat that at lunch all the time?
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Hey, brother.
Hey, brother, you going to finish that?
Gib is definitely the kid that asks for some part of your lunch and then, like, I'll give you $1 for it type of shit.
Yeah,
you know those kids? Dude, those kids would, like, come at you with remember when you'd pull out gum in class and kids would just fucking flock to you? That shit was nuts.
Yeah.
Dude, you'd have to, like, hide it. If you wanted to chew gum, you'd have to hide it from the entire class. And you're like, damn, I hope it's not that minty because people are going to fucking know.
There is nothing more valuable in high school than a fucking pack of gum. Like, that shit was
it's like
crazy.
fucking drugs.
Yeah. There might be one thing more valuable than a pack of gum, and that's the condoms that the kid is randomly selling around kids.
Which is Octane. Octane's 100% that kid selling condoms out of his backpack.
Octane?
Octane.
Octane?
Yes.
I think
not Loba, who steals for a living?
No.
it's
Definitely,
Octane.
it's Octane.
I didn't think so either.
Octane's the guy who's selling everything out of his backpack.
Hell yeah.
You need anything.
Hell yeah. And he's talking so fast, he's jacking up the price.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Like, no, yeah. You thought I said for 2? No, I said for 1.
Going back to Gibraltar, I always thought Gibraltar was because we like to make the joke that Gibraltar's fat as shit, and then people get mad at us on all social medias. We know that Gibraltar's ripped, and this is the one time.
I don't know that.
Okay.
I don't
Well,
know that.
I don't know
You
that
can't
either.
speak for me.
This is the one time I'm going to pretend like he's not fat to me, and I'm going to say Gibraltar was the jock who wasn't a douchebag, because most of them are douchebags. But Gibraltar was the one cool one that would just chill out with you, talk to you about your life, shit like that. I had one guy. I was so scared as a freshman in high school, and there was one jock dude. He was I don't know what he played in football, but he was on the football team, and I was scared as shit because I was like 4'11". This dude was like 6'6", but he was the nicest kid in the world to me, and he was just super cool. That's what I pictured Gibraltar as, because he's just a nice guy, but he's ripped and just huge.
I see that. Yeah,
We had
definitely.
some guys like that.
Yeah.
We definitely had some guys like that.
No, on the flip side, we had some guys that were the complete opposite.
Yes.
Total douche.
I want to say names so bad, but I won't. And I think Revenant definitely fits that description for me.
Yeah.
You think Revenant's a jock?
I feel like he was a little kid that got picked on so much, and his anger issues grew into his body, and then
His anger issues grew into
or his body grew into his anger issues, however you want to look at it,
Yeah,
and he
perfect.
takes it out in every sport, which later translates into him just being an asshole and assassinating everybody.
Dude,
I could see him being picked on until like 8th grade, and
Yeah.
then not like when he hit high school, Revenant was just the biggest douchebag of all time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking
it was peaking.
yeah,
Yeah.
just awful dude.
Have you ever seen Dash from Danny Phantom?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Because he has the
And-
blonde hair too,
Yeah,
all
and
that shit.
You know, they always say like he's supposed to be fucking Chester from Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah.
The guy whose dad has a bag on his face.
Yeah.
Yeah. That he was picked on so much and grows up to be that's my theory. That's Revenant right there.
Oh, dude.
That's real.
Fuck.
I forgot
real.
about that. He lives in
shit.
the trailer.
Trailer, bag on his head. Dad strikes it rich. Grows up, becomes a fucking jock,
Yes.
and is the bully to everybody.
That's hilarious. I had something completely different for Revenant. I had him as he's the goth kid in high school that like has like the hairstyle that always gets in trouble.
Oh,
then
hair's
he-
too long?
Yeah, his hair's always too long, and then he's just like he already has piercings in his ears, and he just listens to really loud metal music all the time.
He's got gauges like size fucking 80.
Yeah, exactly.
Are we talking?
And he's just walking up to you and he's like, "Hey, what's up, dude?" And
His earlobes are touching his kneecaps.
he's smoking cigarettes at like 16.
Are we talking about Revenant there, or are we talking about Caustic?
No,
No,
what are you talking
bro.
about? Caustic.
Caustic
You see
is
Caustic
a
as
straight. He's the kid that spends his time in science class at lunch working on his project.
Yeah.
Always bio class,
Dude,
just
but-
dissecting.
Yeah, just dissecting stuff.
Stuff he wasn't supposed to dissect.
Yeah, like the
that's
teacher.
real. Yeah, the class. Yeah, the class pat.
I actually had something much, much darker for Caustic. And I won't go too deep into it, but he definitely has the vibes of,
School shooter.
yeah.
Yeah, the
I
guy
have to
that
say-
the guy that shoots up children at the school
Yeah, that's
He's-
exactly what I
with
had.
his automatic
I-
weaponry.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think that he's more along the lines of low key poison. The
Low-key
low key,
poison.
like not a fatal poison, but just test subject. The lunch food. He works in the cafeteria. He's that kid behind it. He's just slipping shit into people's. Like he's like, yeah, I don't fucking like you, and cracks a fucking pill inside the.
If I
Piggybacking off yours,
Like-
I picture him as like instead of spiking the punch bowl, he just like spikes it, but like in a bad way. So like everybody has to take a shit immediately after they drink the punch.
Literally, he's like, and Loba, you get 2 tabs of laxative.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Dude,
no.
poor Loba. She's got enough to deal with, man. She was the girl in high school that's just experimenting with makeup all the time, and she thinks it looks really good, but man, it looks so bad. It's like
She's
a
got,
completely different color from the rest of her skin.
she's got like a face makeup that's like 3 shades darker than the rest of her body, and she just looks fucking awful.
I thought you guys were just going to say she had daddy issues.
Well, she does.
Yeah,
But she has
I'm
daddy-
sure the
That-
two are related.
Well,
Well, she has daddy and mommy issues, which kind of even out. a little bit.
coincides.
Yeah.
And she's definitely the girl in high school that she had so much makeup on that if she gave you a hug and you were wearing a white shirt, it just all comes off on your fucking shirt.
Oh,
all the makeup's
no.
there, dude.
There's so many ways to go with this next one that I just don't know which way it would fit best, and that's a Wraith. Do you guys have anything for Wraith?
I had a few. So at first I was like, Wraith was like she was just banging everybody. And then I was like, no, maybe she wasn't. Maybe she wasn't. Maybe she just was misunderstood. Maybe she was just the goth chick who listened to Evanescence, and she was just people didn't understand her at the time. And then after high school, she was the girl that everybody was like, oh, damn, she's actually really hot now, and she's actually cool. I just never wanted to talk to her because she wore way too much eye makeup and wore black all the time.
And then shit hit the fan with her.
and then she started an OnlyFans. And then all the kids who hated her in high school were
You
buying
bought
her
it in.
OnlyFans.
Yeah, bought it.
That's how it happens, kids. Take notes.
That's what I thought.
So
Don't
Am I
do
wrong?
no,
Guys,
I think you're right. So I thought she's super gothic chick, but she was like super curvy and hot, but she was super
curvy.
Nobody knew she was hot because she just wore like the baggiest,
Yeah.
like fucking.
and she's like super scary looking. So like no guy would approach her because she looked like she'd just tear your head off at any moment. And then like after she gets out of high school, she like posts pics where she's hella hot, and then you're like, what the fuck?
This is gonna be really weird, but I also pictured Wraith as the girl who just had super bad acne in high school, and then after high school,
Yeah.
she got her face just cleared up, and then you're like, wow. Crypto's definitely the dude who's getting his phone taken away every single class. Every single class, Crypto's got his phone out, and he has it taken away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kid's changing his own grades for sure, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
100%.
that's what he's doing.
That's
why
how
the
he
teacher,
passed.
No, he passed because he was.
He was
yeah.
low key smart.
No, he was that kid that was smart enough to, like we just said, hack into the school system, change his grades, but he wouldn't put that much effort into doing any sort of homework.
All right, what about Mirage, man? One of the probably the most charismatic characters in the game. I saw him as the kid that always comes to the period after lunch like 20 minutes late, but the teacher's cool with it because he always brings him back food. And he sits in the back of the class, and he's always screwing around, but like for some reason the teacher like sees in him what the teacher never had in himself and like just loves him, and so he lets him get away with everything. And all the other kids are super pissed because the teacher's hard on everyone else. I relate to that a little bit. Okay, I don't know if the teachers actually saw anything good in me, but I always brought them food, and they always gave me a pass. One
brought
teacher,
teachers food?
yeah, one teacher in particular. I won't say his name, but he actually like stayed friends with me for multiple years after high school. It was cool.
Like what kind of
lit.
food?
I mean, I would go to Sonic probably more often than anything. Bring him back like Sonic and bring him tater tots.
Sick.
Yeah.
Lit.
Fucking sick.
Yeah, I didn't really stay close to any of the teachers. I still know some. Like some of the teachers we had are like close to our family. Like our old math teacher from freshman sophomore year.
Yeah.
He's close with my aunt and uncle. Like
Yeah.
their kids grew up playing baseball together. So I still like see some of them and all that. But like he's still a dick to me.
Yeah. Well, you were also just the worst student.
You were also the worst student of
You were
all
literally-
time.
Listen, if there was one thing I was good at, it was being consistently 8.5 minutes late to first period. Or 45 minutes late to first period.
Yep.
There's
Yep.
no in
that
between.
was definitely
To
true.
a T what it was. It was
If
one
you-
or the other.
If you want to talk about somebody who's the complete opposite of you, it's 100% Watson.
Oh, yeah. That's
Stayed after class, hand always raised, answering every question.
How you depict Watson consistently is exactly how she was pre-college.
Yes.
Yep, she's.
Yeah.
I
She
picture
still
her,
like it.
I
I don't believe the tentacle bullshit that you guys try to push on me.
Listen,
here's what I picture. I picture Watson as being brilliant and being like growing up in a super sheltered home where they don't even allow her to access the internet. And then as soon as she got into college, she was allowed to access the internet, and she found who she was.
Which
Okay, I picture before we get
A
into
below the waist ocean dweller, Kyle.
why do
I
you
was
do
waiting
this
for
every
it.
time?
I was trying to cut you off, but I couldn't make it in time. Anyways, she might be a below the waist ocean dweller, but I see her as she was definitely like the robotics nerd and like just super good at robotics, and then like definitely a weeb. Just watched a shit ton of anime.
Or but didn't let anybody know about it.
Yeah, it was like an undercover weeb.
can we just like, wow. Can we just acknowledge that Fuse is the biggest party animal the school has ever seen?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
but he never comes to school. No,
I know,
he comes
he-
to school at lunch and
No,
then the rest
he's-
of the day.
He's the
Think of, like,
Project
the-
X guy. Man.
No, think of all the
Yeah.
like movies, everything you see from like schools in the 80s. The jock in the 80s that just throws all the parties. All the fucking teachers love him. He's supposed to be that like fun, happy-going, charismatic asshole of a guy. That seems like Fuse to a fucking T.
All right, boys, that'll just about wrap it up for the Rays Energy question of the week. Don't forget to head on down to repsports.com where you can use code BANNER, BANNER, for 15% off all Rays Energy products. You guys send us a screenshot. If you guys getting some Rays Energy, we're going to send you a personalized card with all of our handwritten notes on it talking about all of our favorite things, such as tentacle stuff.
I've been waiting. Did you tell them last episode that I bought a fountain pen just for this podcast?
Oh, I cut that part out.
Well, now you know. I bought a fountain pen. I'm using a color called marine, and it would fit perfectly with the words that I'm going to write about all the things that Watson does.
Exactly.
Are we going to cut that part out again?
No,
as well?
I'm not going to cut it out this time.
Leave it in.
Well, last time you went on like a 5-minute tangent about it that I had to cut it. You didn't leave me a choice. Do you guys want to see Troy's fountain pen? Do you want to see the color marine? I'm sure you do. So go get yourself some Raise Energy and use code BANNER for 15% off. All right, we will head it on down to the Apex News Minute, and we will see you on the other side. Welcome to the Apex News Minute. I'm Wyatt B. For our first story today, and only story today, I don't have any stories today. I'm sitting here staring at a blank screen with no stories in front of me. So what am I going to do instead? I'm going to improvise, and I'm going to name my top 3 favorite foods. Number 1, chicken wings, especially with buffalo sauce. Amazing. You can't top it. Number 2, pizza. Me and Ed's, here in California. Great pizza all the way around. And number 3, beer. I know that's not a food, but I consider it a food. Beer is really, really good. That'll do it for the Apex News Minute. I'm Wyatt B. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here and getting ready for our Reddit discussion this week. Once again, it doesn't come from Reddit. We just call it that. We should honestly change the name.
It originated from there.
It did.
Listen, Reddit's big enough. I'm sure somebody's talking about it somewhere.
Probably. But this one's going to be a fun one, and I want you guys to participate as well. Send me what you guys would do in this circumstance. But this one's very interesting. Let's say, for instance, everybody at this table got full control over Apex Legends. What are your first 3 moves as the full executive of Apex Legends? Now, you can choose this in multiple ways. You can do all in-game stuff. You can do some stuff in-game or big picture stuff outside. You know, maybe server fixes, use the money to allocate somewhere else, maybe marketing. And then a choice that you might do to keep the future of the game alive. So pick however you want to do it. You are the full executive of Apex Legends. What are your first 3 moves?
So my very first move that I would do is I would put a lot of money into fixing the servers and then fixing all the glitches that we got going on now, because I feel like that is just ruining the game at this point. And if we fixed all those, I feel like this game is by far the best BR that's out there, hands down.
Yeah.
100%. And it's not even because we have a podcast about it. I play other BRs. They are dog shit compared to Apex Legends. And then my second thing of action would be I would bring back Skulltown and Thunderdome and just put it into the map. Like, you don't have to you don't have to bring back the old map. You don't have to do any of that shit, because I actually like the new portion of the map that they added in the back. Just bring back Skulltown and Thunderdome. That's it. That's all you got to fucking do. Then that it puts way more places for you to go, and the loot pool is perfect. Mm-hmm. Last thing I would do, and my favorite thing, because this is my favorite gun in the entire game, so I would put the PK back on the ground, and the Massive goes back in the box, because the Massive is definitely really overpowered right now. It's actually so overpowered that some cases I would rather have the Massive than the PK at the very end of the game. Mm-hmm. Like, that's just how good it is.
Yeah, there's been multiple times where I've done exactly that. I have the option to pick up the Peacekeeper, and I'm just like, nah, I'm not going to do it. There's no point.
It's literally like a better gun that you can just get on the ground, and it takes less skill to use. And so why would you take the PK when you could just take that gun?
Your first 3 moves. How successful do you think you'd be in those?
I think I'd be great. I think actually a lot of people would love me. I think they'd fucking get their Twitter fingers going, and they'd be like, yo, Kyle's the best CEO.
You. Yeah, hashtag blessed.
Hashtag blessed. Hashtag best moves Apex has ever made. Hashtag Kyle's the best CEO ever. Also, Kyle's the best teammate of all time. Smiley face.
Well, they wouldn't say that. That last one.
That's a tough one. The first 3 things I would do. Mm-hmm. First, I would fire and cancel the department or I wouldn't fire them. I would move them to a different area. I would allocate my resources differently so that nobody would ever fucking work on Apex Mobile.
Okay.
That's all. You're wasting your time, your development, all that shit. Why would you do that?
I actually think, Brian, that they hire an agency to do it, because I was reading something that made it like the same company who made some other mobile game was doing Apex. So I think they're hiring another company, so you might as well just sever
Yeah, just
the ties.
sever the ties.
Yeah.
Cut that out. Delete the contract. Go back in time. Whatever you need to do. It's going to be cheaper than the amount that you're putting in for what you're getting back. And then I would go ahead and say, yeah, servers, let's get those fucking fixed. We need those fixed. Get all that shit done. All the money you pour into Apex Mobile, put it to the servers. And then lastly, well, there's two things I really want to do. One is I want to bring disruptors back in the game, mostly to see you two rage.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I hate you.
Why are you doing this as a joke?
Troy
No,
was
no, I
never
actually
there for
love
disruptors.
disruptors. I love them.
So he doesn't know.
I don't know.
Listen, in today's game, with the adjustments that have been made, disruptors as a legendary weapon in the subclass, I have no issue with.
You're telling me, okay, so time out. You want to put in the disruptors with the way that the alternator is right now.
Listen,
Or you want to go back to the way the alternator used to be and put the disruptors on it?
the alternator that was around with disruptors,
Okay.
that exact gun,
Okay.
put that as a legendary weapon, and give me the Prowler back on the ground. I have no issue with that because that gun still gets basically, well, it's only better than the R99 at purple and above at the end of the game.
Yes, when it's actually worth it.
Yeah, when it's actually worth it. And that's when you would only
And
see
it's
it.
better at long
And-
range.
Yeah, but you would only see it every so often because it's a legendary gun. How often? Make it as rare as a fucking Kraber.
No,
Like, I think that's...
leave them.
You just have a bitter hatred for them.
Yo,
Brian, it
we
ruined
went-
the game.
It went through a bad time.
It ruined the game when every squad had one.
Exactly.
But only one squad in the lobby would have one with
my
limited
God.
ammo capacity.
Well, very true. We ran into full squads with full disruptor rounds, which is a lot
And that
different
was-
than one guy having disruptor
And that was
rounds.
much different time where Gibby was and Caustic were not as relevant. I think the game's much better suited for it now than it was prior.
Yeah. Well,
No, it would be literally the exact same thing as when
Except
in
just-
Season 6 when they nerfed the shields. It would be the same shit.
Except just one gun has disruptors.
And it-
not
Well,
you
the
didn't
entire
start
squad.
with that. You didn't start
No, I
with
said
that.
it goes
You
in the
just
legendary.
said-
I said it
well,
goes in the
you
legendary
said
crate.
bring the disruptors back.
Well,
That's
you,
what you
I
said.
say that.
Yes,
You
but this
clarified it.
has been my argument the whole time is bring them back, but as a legendary weapon.
okay.
But
listen,
doesn't the
I would be
Prowler-
completely okay with that, honestly.
Doesn't the Prowler run heavy when it's on the ground?
Yes.
Yeah,
Well, they just buffed the Spitfire and they just added the 30-30. I don't think they put another heavy in the rotation.
Well, they
But there's
actually
no
need a
heavy
heavy
subs.
sub.
there's no heavy subs
so
except for the
that's
Prowler.
what
are
people
they considering that a sub?
It
Yeah,
is a
it's
sub.
con- it's considered a
Prowler's
submachine gun.
sub.
So like, there's no heavy subs or anything like that. It feels
Submachine. That doesn't even make any sense. What the hell is a heavy
heavy
submachine gun?
It's
Heavy
the,
ammo
it's
sub.
the Prowler.
ammo
That's what
sub.
it is.
It's the best.
The longer the Prowler is not around, I'm actually more okay with it not being here. And
Really?
I was the biggest Prowler advocate.
I'm not.
I'm
okay.
actually okay with it.
I'm not okay with it one bit.
I want there to be a heavy sub, though. I want there to be at least one in every single weapon class. I want there to be a gun that you can go to for that, you know?
I want there to be a gun
For
one
each
there to-
ammo type,
For each
yeah.
ammo type, but I want there to be guns in the game that are different than the other ones that I can get more frequently. So yeah, like if I want a different play experience, I can get that. So I'd like to see the Prowler back. That'd be my third one. Get the Prowler back. Get that alternator disruptors in there. I feel like that balances out. That way the alternator is not just a fucking placeholder.
What was your last one?
Oh, because that's right. I said I had one more after that. The last one is I think I would fix Loba's tactical because those cheeks cannot carry her further than that.
No.
Like
No.
it needs to be fixed. Those cheeks need to be recognized more on the top tier of players.
Yep.
I understand. I
Honestly,
totally understand.
I'm with that 100%.
Well, let me ask you this first. So, I just for the first time got to use the Peacekeeper in a match, and I really thought it was a blast to use. So I was
It's a
wondering,
lot of fun.
super fun. I was wondering that if you think the only really egregiously unbalanced weapon is the Mastiff, would you support just putting the Mastiff back in the box and then
100%.
pull the Peacekeeper back out
Yes,
and then just leave
100%.
it like that?
We all enjoyed the Peacekeeper.
I think
to be
it's a
honest with
cool
you.
ass gun.
Yeah.
That's what we mean. Like you made it a point, and you had a very good point. I think they are doing that. Is where they put the guns that are different, that are fun, stuff like that, into the care package, because the Prowler's different, the Peacekeeper's different, and the Kraber. It's not different as far as a sniper goes, but it's incredibly fun.
Why would you work against yourself by making it so rare, right?
Like I
agree.
You have a fun gun if you're trying to make those more of a you get to play with this every now and then. That's fine, but make that an overpowered gun.
Well,
at that point, not a every now and then you get a really good gun. Devo turbocharged, for example.
Yeah, that's like when they took the R99 and they put it in the box. Everybody was like, why did you do that? Like, the R99 was like one of the face guns of Apex Legends, and you're going to put it in the box so I can only get it every once in a while?
Dude,
Like, that was just a bad move. And then they realized that, and they took it out of the box next season.
So putting the Peacekeeper back, I think, would be a good option.
I was going to say servers, but you guys all said servers. So, like, you know, obviously that's super important. But just to add something a little unique, I think that putting the Massive in the box, because that's definitely been... I haven't really heard anybody complaining about the gun meta at all. It's just like the Mastiff is just a little bit much. So I think that would be a cool way to like make it more fun and balance it. So I'd do that. And then I think my other two they're probably going to fall on the unpopular side, but that's okay. I think more game modes for sure, like has to happen. I think that having a competitive version of that train LTM would be dope as fuck.
That'd be sick.
I think having a team deathmatch sort of mode, including a gulag mode where it's a 1-on-1, would be amazing. Like, I'd love if there was a mode where, you know, characters got their passives and their tacticals, but they didn't get their ults, and it was just like a head-to-head. That would be super cool. I like the team deathmatch. I like the team deathmatch idea. And I would also really, like, put emphasis on getting more new content out right now, because I think that Apex is, like, right on the line of, like, starting to lose momentum, and now's the time when you have to really spice things up. So I would be going with trying to release at least one new legend at the season split and like really promoting that hardcore along with a bunch of different new game modes, because I think that's what's necessary for keeping the momentum. And then I'd also like, and this is something that I'm definitely speaking as someone that doesn't know shit about anything, because I have no idea what it would take to be able to truly shield data miners from being able to get the info that they do. But I know that it has to be possible. So I'd put the resources that are necessary to prevent data miners from being able to get the info that they do, so that I can put together the marketing campaigns that I want, and I can make, the presentation to the world of my game be the way that I want it to be. Like, I think it's fucking ridiculous that these people are just nothing against data miners. I love the fact that like data miners are giving us the info, because Respawn oftentimes doesn't.
Yeah.
But I think it's crazy that like this gaming company is allowing these private individuals to dictate kind of the course of their releases the way that they are. So if I was in charge, I wouldn't be letting that happen. So new game modes, release a legend at season split, take the PK and put it on the ground, switch it out with the Mastiff, and then control the leak of information to data miners so that I can develop a coherent sort of release for my marketing.
I like how you put that as far as control the leaked information. Like, you're still leaking information. You're still letting things get out there ahead of time.
Right.
Because realistically, we've discussed it before, they're a huge part of the marketing currently, and using them to your advantage as a company, that's just smart. But I think it is important, especially to be able to have like big things like that. Either have a working relationship with the data miners to where they don't release that stuff, or have it be where you are able to hide enough stuff to throw them off the trail or things like that.
Yeah, I don't care how, like, I don't know what would be the most cost-effective way to do it, but like something has to be done, because I don't think that it's appropriate for people that don't work for the company to be dictating what gets released. Like, they put a lot of effort into this shit. Mm-hmm. So I think that'd be up on my priority list. But definitely new game modes. I'd love to see some sort of a team deathmatch sort of a vibe, and making sure that like a new legend comes at the season split, because that sort of doubling down would be awesome.
Yeah,
especially if you're not a fan of the new Kings Canyon.
For sure.
I feel like if they came out with like a 3-team deathmatch mode, I think that would be sick.
Dude, that would be so fucking
so like
sick.
If they had like they had old Skulltown, you know how it breaks off into like a T?
Yeah.
You just each team started at the end of each of the T's, and then you just converged in the center and just fucking mashed it out.
The strategies with all these abilities that you could use, you could honestly turn that into a ranked mode as well.
That would be sick.
Like coming off from one side, Gibby bubble into the room, go up. Like, there's so many things that you can do. Like, it would be crazy.
You would honestly, and if Skulltown was back with how relevant the high ground is there, Pathfinder Horizon immediately jump to the top.
It would immediately
meta. You have to play one of those two on your team. Gibby still would be huge. Caustic would be huge still. Yeah. But we would see Wraith be massive with that portal, being able to get a full team flank. and get your guys out. Like there's so many possibilities in a 3-team deathmatch there.
Yeah, I also think that like it's silly that every change they make has to be like a full blown like media jerk. Like they can just do small additions that would keep things fresh without having to make it like a full thing that they have to publicize.
Yeah, like Fortnite used to do that.
Yeah,
and
and I always think of like Call of Duty because like they keep rotating the maps and like the special things they're doing with the maps, and like
it's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal. Like
Yeah.
it's just something where you log on and maybe there's like a 1 gig update, and then you hop on and you're like, oh, this is a cool new thing.
Yeah, they're like,
You
oh
know?
yeah, Nuketown 24/7 all weekend.
Drop
like,
it in.
You know,
Yeah.
Fortnite used to do the same thing where you would hop on and be like, oh, we reverted this change that everybody hated within 48 hours, and then here's a new gun as well. It's like it wasn't a huge thing. It was just we did it real quick.
We did this. Here you
Yeah.
go.
I love those ideas. I really do. All these are really good. And because you guys already said the server thing, I'm going to go off a little bit like Troy did.
Yeah.
Obviously, I want the servers to be fixed. If anything, I'm like the loudest voice to want the servers to be fixed. But I'm going to go off on a different thing. And my first thing that I would change if I was head of Apex Legends and I had full control of everything is I would do a separate ranked side of things and separate that from the casual side of things. Meaning there's bans and protects and different stuff like that. Certain characters can't be played in ranked. Certain guns aren't used in ranked. And I honestly believe that every game that comes out has a ranked perspective to it now. It's very difficult to not have your game have some sort of mode where people feel like they can win money or become very good at it so that they can create content and do different things like that. Every game is like that now. Even fucking Fall Guys at one point was like that. So it's like I really think that, and going back to what Troy said with all the new game modes, I think it would fit in perfectly. Say, for instance, right, you have your ranked playlist where there's, not all the legends are banned, and I only mean like very few things are banned, right? I don't mean like a whole thing is banned. Maybe 1 or 2 characters can't be played in ranked because their shit is just ridiculous. Caustic, say, for instance. I really don't feel like there's any skill with that. So you take one of those legends out. If you have a bunch of different game modes, well, Caustic can be used in those game modes, and it's just like he's still there. He's still fun for people to use. He just can't be used in ranked because he's not necessarily a legend that provides like ranked play.
That's going to be super necessary the more characters you add anyway.
Exactly.
Like you can't have an infinite cast. It would be so cool if they did that, because then I feel like they'd a lot more freely release new characters because they don't feel like they have to be perfectly balanced. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and not only would you do it with legends and weapons, but you can also do it with maps, and you can justify having different map sets from the rest of the rotation. So say, for instance, right, you have a lot of the pros really do like World's Edge. Well, not a whole lot of casual. I shouldn't say not a whole lot. A lot of casual people may not like World's Edge, and maybe they're like, yo, for ranked, we have to make Kings Canyon different from its original version. We have to mess around with it. Okay, well, in casual, though, you can play the original Kings Canyon map with Skulltown, Thunderdome, all those places, because it's casual. So now you can throw all those maps into a rotation for casual play and then have your specific ranked maps. And then you have a separation so that people who just want to enjoy the game and have a good time, and they can just relax, lower the skill-based matchmaking, just have fun, and then you've got your ranked playlist. It's like, okay, these characters can't be played because of this reason, and these weapons can't be used because of this reason. But, you have these maps that are specifically made just for ranked, and then you have this over here that's for fun. I really think that would be a great move forward, and I think it would really help for the future of the game. Because like Troy said, if you're introducing a new legend every single season, at some point it's going to get backlogged, and you're going to have to start making decisions. And that goes with guns as well, because there are some guns that are eventually going to have to, we've heard rumors of the Sentinel changes. I'm not saying that would get taken out for ranked, but you never know. So those were my changes more geared towards ranked. This second one I think is huge just for the community side of it. The second change I would make is I would add a massive custom game system. Imagine being able, like we do with the boxing every week, imagine if we could have more than 3 people in a lobby. Imagine if we could go into the firing range and we could have, upwards of 8 to 10 people and have like a whole extravaganza of things that you can do. Maybe you add different maps into the custom games area. Maybe you add just the small portion of Skulltown in the area and fence off the rest. Maybe you add like the driving range with all the tridents. You have all these different things for custom games, and you allow the people to create their own games similar to Halo. Because what has kept Halo so relevant for so long? Has it been competitive? No. Not that many people watch it. Has it been multiplayer? I mean, yeah, people would like to play it, but new games come along. People love those fucking custom games. Me and Kyle have been playing these Halo custom games we haven't played in years and years and years, just because they're fun as hell, and it's nice to relax and play those custom games. And I really think it would help for the health of the game to have that bigger community, because we can all agree the ranked community is a lot smaller than the big base of players who play your game. Those people would love to play custom games like that. I think it'd be so enjoyable.
I think, and that goes more into what you mentioned previous to this, was being able to ban certain characters and things like that, custom game modes. And one of those that popped in my head that's probably going to end up coming out, and we're hoping it's going to be that 3-team deathmatch, is that arena mode that's coming. Having bans and things like that in that mode would be huge, but being able to make it a custom game mode on top of that would be even more massive. And being able to have bans with that could be absolutely insane, because you could make a game mode where, okay, I want this game mode to be, or this part of the map's designed for fast-paced, high-octane moving things, and you ban Caustic and Gibraltar and Watson. You know, it's like we don't want to see this play style at this portion of the map because it's too easy to lock down.
Well, what I was thinking about Ban and Protects was, have you guys ever played Rainbow Six Siege? So Ban and Protects, at the very beginning, they used to have it in Call of Duty Black Ops 4 too. Each team gets a turn, and you can either ban a gun, you can ban a character, and you could ban, I think there was kill streaks you could ban too, but you can ban one of the three things, or you can choose to protect on your side one of the three things. And so that's why I was like, man, if we just had a system like that in an arena mode, you're just like off the rip.
So
you're like,
good.
I know they're going to go for Caustic, so I'm going to protect our Caustic because we have a really good Caustic player on our team. Protect.
I always thought that was such a good one.
And then the next people go, oh fuck, man, they protected Caustic. You know, he's like the number one Caustic player. We got to figure out something else. What gun does he like to use? Well, he likes using the Mastiff. All right, we'll ban the Mastiff. Boom. Then it's like, you know, then you're kind of like, messing each other up.
Yeah, it ends up being more of a chess game before the game actually enters. And especially if you throw in it to be a 3-team and say you only get to lock down 3 things.
Yeah.
It ends up being a very dangerous, like, mechanic that could happen. And you end up seeing, like, there's a lot of, like, really cheeky things that can be done with it, but I think the custom game modes fixes that issue to begin with. That's why it's saying, like, being able to have that gives the person who created the game mode the freedom to balance that how they see it needs to be fit or make adjustments as needed. That way the actual devs don't have to go through and make those changes. They can just let the community sort it out and fix it to their preference, and then if it's good enough, make it a competitive game mode.
I want you guys to think back to when Olympus first dropped at the beginning of Season 7 and how they introduced the map just by itself, no weapons, and you could just go in there and have fun. Remember when a group of kids, I shouldn't call them kids, a group of dudes made a video. It was like a high-speed racing video, and they had a full course that they mapped out themselves. Imagine having not just a marketing department, but having a full marketing community. What better way to come up with new ideas than to let the people figure them out and you capitalize off of those as a company? They're going to figure those ideas out because now you're not limited to just this small department of people. Obviously, Apex liked the idea that those guys had. Imagine how many more ideas would come to the forefront that they could be like, wow, that's actually a great idea. And I think that, you know, I was thinking of it more in the form of like fun stuff, but even ranked wise, you could see guys coming up with very interesting and intricate game modes and stuff like that where you could be like, this could be a legitimate thing in the future that we could make ranked and would be really fun for people, or not even ranked, but like a serious fun mode where you have like a, you know, like teams going at one another in a different way than the typical BR. I just think it would be a very good idea. You could add the boxing ring, do all that different type of stuff. There's so many possibilities with this game that they're just not taking advantage of, I think.
Imagine the cage being a boxing ring.
Exactly.
Like our fighters would love that. Have the cage be a boxing ring. If you could set the Watson trap sideways in that hole, whole shit.
It would be it would be
That'd be
insane.
nuts.
It would be insane. So I really think that's my favorite one out of all of these. That's probably the one I want the most is custom games, because I look at all the stuff that this small community, the Grab My Banner community, does with what we have. And it's not a lot, but we're able to make great things out of it. And I think a huge community, the people who love Apex, would be able to do even more. My last change that I would make if I was the head of Apex would be ranked duos. I obviously know that the game was made for trios, but duos is it's such a fun mode, and I think a lot of people have, maybe one or two friends that they like to play with, and not all the time can they all get on at the same time. Maybe it doesn't make it into like the ALGS ranked, but having ranked duos and being able to rank up in duos, I think would be just a great idea, because duos is a mode now. It's been a mode for probably 3 or 4 seasons, its own mode. I think having ranked duos would be really fun. I have the most fun playing when I'm playing duos. I know it sounds crazy because the game is meant for trios, but when you're playing with your duo, maybe your third guy can't get on and you're trying to play trios, man, it's such a fucking drag, because you got one guy who's just not on the same page. He may not even be bad at the game. He's just not on the same page.
No.
So having a ranked mode and that's the other thing too. It's like, well, we only have 2 of us on, but we really want to play ranked, and we just don't want to get held back by that. Maybe you just go ahead and play some ranked duos. Maybe it doesn't mean as much as ranked trios. Maybe your ranked trios mode is still what you get your season dive trail on and your little badge for your gun, but fuck it, just put it in there. Why not? You already have it as the exact same thing as a regular game. Throw it in there, throw a ranked system on it, have some fun with it. I think a lot of people would enjoy ranked duos.
How awesome would it be to get like a badge that says Army of 2?
Mm-hmm.
That would be lit.
I don't know if they could do it for copyright reasons, but like a badge saying like Army, like a 2-man death machine or whatever it is. Like you're
would
just
still
like
be sick,
dominant on it, and says, I am one of the best players in duos. So what that tells me is, in one-on-ones, I don't want to take this guy. We want a full squad on this guy.
Yeah.
Once again, capitalize off of it.
So many
There are
options.
so many gaming like tournament companies. We just played in a tournament this last weekend, Kyle. They would be like, yo, let me get a private server. I'll pay this amount of money to get a private server so I can, run ranked duos tournaments in it. Fuck it, you're making money off of it, bro. Like, you already have duos in the game, and nothing changes from ranked to casual. Nothing, other than just the ranked system. So you might as well toss it in there, make some money off of it, have some fun with it, man.
Yeah, it'd be sick. And then another thing, just piggybacking off ranked duos, it doesn't have to be a competitive mode, but I just want to see one time they come up with an LTM where it's quads. 4 people.
Interesting. Because a lot of people would say solos.
They've said already that they will never do that, Kyle. And
I
there's a reason why they've explained that too in a previous note. But I would love to see it, just to see the comps that come out of it.
I want to see some ridiculous shit.
Oh yeah,
because I was like, it would be insane.
How scary would it be to see like this caustic meta we're in right now, like where it's, because it's, what is it right now? The big 3 are caustic, Gibraltar, and a Bloodhound, right?
Horizon.
Yeah. Okay, so caustic, Gibraltar, and Horizon, and then you throw like a Watson in there.
Dude, that'd be
like
stupid.
you want to like shoot your brains out.
I would hate that, but either way, I would still enjoy like having something like that. Like
I would just
something different.
I just want to see what happens. Like, that's just what I want to see.
Bro, why not just throw like a playlist out there where it's just we have rotations of maps each hour, a new map comes along. Why don't you just throw like all the modes we've had in there at one point in time? We've had third person mode, we've had fucking snipers and shotguns, we've had all this crazy shit. Just throw it in there. Why are we not utilizing that? Well, I think we all came up with some really good ideas, and I think if any of these were implemented, it would be great for the future of the game. Let's move on to the gambling segment of the show. We're going to hit a quick ad, and we will see you on the other side. All right. It is time for the gambling segment. It's we took a week off, had to get some numbers crunched, and now we are here. We have the winner for last season, and the winner's speaking right now, baby girl. I took the championship for the first time ever. It feels so good to be at the top. It feels so good to be at the top. It's just there's nothing that feels better than getting yourself a fat dub. Honestly, I probably shouldn't have won it. Troy was in the driver's seat, and then he put a fat bet on himself and
Whiffed it.
Troy's probably the one person that shouldn't bet on himself.
Dude.
Damn.
Like, listen,
Don't you
I'm all
fucking-
about
don't
betting
you
on
fucking
yourself.
do this,
If you
Brian.
can't bet on yourself,
Brian,
you
don't
can
you
bet on
fucking do
Troy.
this, Brian.
I don't know if you can bet
All
on
right.
anyone at this point.
You want me to bring up our fucking head-to-head record so far?
Do you? Do you want to bring up the record for this week?
Yeah, I think it's your responsibility.
Actually,
to do that.
Well,
I think we
Troy-
got to do that.
Troy should bet on himself.
Well,
No,
so
you shouldn't.
before the last gambling segment we had, there was a duos tournament coming up, and we have already done our duos tournament. And so the bet was whoever won between Kyle and Troy, and me and Brian, was going to get half of the other the other team's winnings. Me and Brian dominated
Yeah,
by 10 points, but
yeah.
we dominated.
Not
Listen,
much of a dumb.
And it was a great performance. It was a great
Dominated by 10
performance.
points.
It was great. I feel honestly when Troy said that, I was like, we got to take that bet, and it was probably the easiest bet I've ever taken in my life.
Yeah, pretty much. We just played the game. Like, we didn't even do anything special. We just played.
And here's the thing, Brian. Like we had some tough stretches there in the middle. Kyle tried to stream
I was
snipe.
gonna say
me.
when we got stream sniped. Yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't stream snipe.
Kyle tried
Yeah.
to stream
Okay.
snipe
So
me.
we drop in a lobby
You
and
mean you
immediately
got crushed by me and King?
You
Yeah,
mean- you
and
mean
they drop
I
right
just
on our
finished
fucking
my fifth
foreheads.
party, and then Kyle runs in as I'm trying to grab
Fifth
ammo.
party. Oh my god!
I
you
had to
just
grab
really
ammo
fought
for
one
my
other team.
Bolt, dude. And
I had to
I'm
grab my ammo,
And I'm
had
sitting
none.
there just finishing up a party trying to heal up, and all of a sudden I got fucking King running through a door as a Horizon and just melting me. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit?
It wasn't a melt, Brian. It would be melted if you actually died to a legitimate reason, but you got stream sniped.
We
I
Don't-
mean,
didn't
yeah.
stream
Don't
snipe.
let
Listen,
this happen.
I
to
got
you.
okay. I didn't get melted. He railed me for half of my health, not even shield, but health, as I was popping to Phoenix.
Well,
Like,
he already knew where you were, Brian. So it's okay.
We didn't
Don't
know
feel
where
bad.
you were. Literally,
Don't
we,
feel bad.
I mean,
they
literally-
had our stream pulled up on all 5
Oh
screens
my
they had at
God,
home.
Cry me a
Kate-
river.
Kyle's got
Find
2
them all.
monitors over here. He had
Oh,
my
please.
stream on. Both of them had it open on his
No, I
phone.
didn't.
Oh my
Literally,
god!
he had a-
literally
he had a
landed.
chat
We
coming
literally
in
landed, and
from the
Schmozzy
number
was
one
like,
mod.
"You're in the same game," and I was like, "No way!" And he's like, "Yes," and I was like,
Definitely sounds
and then
like a stream. Snipe.
yeah, and they go, "We're in the same game. Oh, we got to go kill them."
That's
Yeah,
it.
we
And
gotta
they
fuck 'em
knew,
up.
They knew
and
we
they
were
watch
hot.
where we drop, and they wait till the party's done,
we
and then
were
they come
already
straight
landed.
over us.
No. This is what happened. Literally, me and King, we were flying in, and we landed, and because the stream is delayed. Then after we landed, Carter was like, "Oh
So-
shit, you guys are in the same game," and I was like, "No fucking way!" And I was like, he's like, yeah, you were the champions. I was like, oh, that's fucking
That-
insane. And I was like, we got to kill him. And he's like, yeah, we got to kill him. So we got our shit together, and then we tried to get around the map as fast as humanly possible, and then we just happened to find them in the same spot.
After we had just finished a
Hold
fight.
on. I just caught some things. One, you said the stream's delayed, so it's delayed far enough from the champion squad till you land. That's a pretty long time.
Wow.
Second, you said we had to run around the map to find them.
Wow.
Those are your words.
telling.
You literally landed in the same spot as us.
But you had to run around the
Interesting.
map to find us.
Interesting.
we were
Ooh.
trying to get together so we could kill you. Yes.
Damn.
Oh, wow.
But I didn't know
See
you
how
were
it
there.
is?
We just tried to go after we did.
As you knew, we were in the middle of a stream in that lobby, and you're specifically hunting down a team, and
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah,
wow.
that
They
doesn't
feel-
count like a
Wow.
stream snipe. That,
That
sounds like
sounds
we were
like-
just trying to kill you.
They feel
That sounds like a
threatened,
dream
bro.
side.
They feel threatened.
were
That's
threatened.
all.
I mean, we're
They
not
feel
threatened by
threatened.
we
losing.
ended
They
up
feel
pulling it
threatened,
out.
bro.
It doesn't
Yeah, it
matter.
does
We
feel
ended up
threatened.
pulling it
They
out.
pulled it out, but
takes-
you know what? They didn't
It
pull
sounds
out
like
that
you
fight
guys
'cause I
ended up-
melted
We
Wyatt
ended up
Bab.
pulling it
It
out.
sounds like you guys
Wyatt Bab
ended
was
up
like,
pushing
oh, I'm
up
gonna loot
daisies,
this
bro.
box real quick, and then I was like, blah, 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 blah.
Well, I needed ammo. If I had ammo, I would shit all
No,
over.
you
I
wouldn't.
would
You
have
just
shit.
destroyed-
Are you
Kyle,
saying-
know I would have shit
Are
all
you
over
saying you had no
You're
ammo? Is
destroyed,
that what you're saying?
I
that-
just
Yeah, we
finished
had-
fighting
we
another
just fought,
team.
like,
you had
two
no
other
ammo.
teams.
You
I
had
had none
zero.
left.
You had zero ammo
had
in
none
either gun.
left.
You had no ammo in any gun that you had.
I had my main gun was my Volt. I think I had like a P2020 or a Mozambique as my secondary.
Either way, got clapped.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
That's my teammate.
well, I'm glad that Kyle got his rocks off on killing me because I killed him and took all of his money. And I think
Yeah,
nothing
that's true.
feels better than
we
that.
definitely did.
We definitely took half.
So,
of it.
Wyatt, would you like to go over the bones?
I would.
Of how it happened.
I am sitting at the top with 188 points, and I'm feeling great. I
Why?
feel really good.
Sitting spicy
Brian,
up there.
sitting over there with 123. He's right below me.
Love it.
Kyle's got 50, and then Troy is sitting in the basement with 30 points.
So would you guys like to know the story of the 123 points? Why would you like to know how I got 123 exactly?
You can tell me.
Oh, well, I'll tell you right now. My bets this week, I decided to bet on Troy. Bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also bet on you, Wyatt. You didn't do too well
I didn't
for me
do
either.
good either.
You played really bad. So I lost all of my bets. All of my bones. That 123 bones is the 123 bones from the duos tournament and the duos tournament that Kyle and Troy played, where we got to steal all their bones. Thanks, guys. You effectively put me so far ahead of the two of you. Just you did that for me. Thank you for putting me in this spot.
And honestly, we
So
didn't,
generous.
We didn't try to take their money.
No,
listen, they're
they-
like, "Hey, take our money."
They're
That's
like,
what
hey,
they did.
we want to make this bet. And we're like,
It was a 10-point
I'm-
difference. That's
Th-
5
Matter.
kills.
Don't matter.
No.
You didn't get the 5 kills when it
a,
mattered.
That's a 10-point, 123 bone difference is what that is.
Yeah. Well, Brian,
That is her little
you've always had a hard time holding on to those, so I'm not really all that worried about it.
So,
He's not wrong.
he's talking to the guy who holds the record for the most bones ever
Oh,
on this podcast.
Brian, don't
You got
pretend,
lucky.
Brian.
Sometimes you get lucky and you double up. It's okay.
And sometimes you play normal and average 200 damage.
That does happen
and
sometimes.
under 8 kills
Listen,
in 12 games.
Kings Canyon was a real weak spot for me. I didn't think it would be that
It
much
still
different.
is. It's
I
a
didn't
weak
think-
spot for the whole.
Troy,
I didn't think
that's
it was gonna be that
that's
much
your
different.
average since the start of you playing. That includes Olympus.
Bro,
No, Brian,
that's
I'm
fine.
actually going to side with Troy here. Kings Canyon fucking sucks. That's
I'm
just it.
listen. I didn't say that it didn't. I'm just saying,
Bro, I get
He
damage when
also
I need
sucks.
to. I got just under
Yeah, you
1,000 damage in the second game we played.
yeah.
Right.
But when it matters, you get a 200 on average.
It mattered the whole time.
200.
matters in the duos tournament, even
Dude.
though we lost.
200.
It matters the whole time.
Do we-
right?
we don't-
I put up as many points as I could, but I struggled. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know when I have Big Blue Dick. Okay, when I have Papa Smurf's peen, I get to drop and feel comfortable. I know the rotations. I know where the good shit is. It's so stable. But Kings Canyon, bro, me and Kyle were literally like, I was like, Kyle, dude, I don't know what to do. He's like, do you have anywhere you're comfortable? I was like, no. And he was like, where do you want to drop? I was like, I don't know. And he's like, all right, let's just drop wherever's closest. We didn't know what the fuck we were doing until probably the last, 3 games.
Last 3 games, we found a really good spot that you felt comfortable in, and we just started rolling teams.
Yeah. So, I was out of my element. I'm not going to say I wasn't.
Sure.
That's exactly how it was. That's
So-
it is what it is.
So that being said, talking about how I lost all of my bets this week and still ended up coming in second. Thanks, guys.
Brian, you owe me a big thank you, though.
Literally,
You-
Wyatt
I got
carried you.
I got carried. No. There was one game where I got carried. The other one where he got, I think your highest kill game was you throwing an ult on 4 people, which was a very good ult. Not taken away from that ult,
Perfect ult.
but it was a perfect ult that ended up wiping the final 2 squads. That was a great ult.
I was alive by myself. They
You were alive
had
by
me.
yourself. You were.
They had me in
you,
a corner, and they
ignored
ran
you.
away.
Yeah, they ignored you.
Just
So-
admit that the only reason that you were with Brian was because I didn't want to play with you.
No.
Yeah, what?
Listen, I needed, honestly, you're right, but at the same time, I needed to realize that my ceiling is so much higher.
And
I needed to just move on past it.
can I just
it
say
broke
that-
my heart that he left me as a teammate, and this was my
I
second
mean,
time.
yeah, I know Carter left you the first time.
I know. I've been left
mean-
by 2 teammates, and then this time I was like, wow, I found somebody who appreciates me and who I can carry, who wants to consistently be carried.
I don't want to be carried. I didn't get. I got
So,
carried
Brian,
one.
so
fucking
the only way that you
I
could
admit to
find
being
your
carried
ceiling
one
is to
game.
feel like you were playing solos.
Brian, you got carried.
I got carried
But
one game.
You played
You got
really
carried
well.
multiple
I got carried
I
one
think you
game.
said
He
played
got
well.
carried one game.
game.
Is
I got
that
carried one
facts?
game.
Well, okay, hold on, Troy. You also got carried, so you can't.
Really?
Yes.
You did.
Yes.
You had one
Yes.
good game, and that's what Brian had was one good.
No,
game.
I had more than. Okay.
You.
I had
He
one.
played well.
Listen,
I said both of you played well.
I had one good game. I had one game I got carried. The other 2 games, I was maybe 200 damage beneath you and 2 kills beneath you on each of those games. I wouldn't say those are a carry on your part.
It depends on the revives.
There wasn't many revives in those ones.
But
We-
were there revives?
Off of those ones, I think there might have been one revive just because
Okay.
we were taking smart fights.
Okay.
We were playing smart.
I'm just saying, like,
I don't think Troy
The game where I
Got
did
carried by me, but I think I definitely.
I got carried
held
the second
race.
half 100%.
Yeah, well,
100%.
Kings Canyon, I carried him hard
100%.
because
Olympus, I feel like I was really holding
There's
my own.
nothing wrong with getting carried as long as you can win. If you don't win and get carried, then you just feel bad the whole time. You're like, fuck.
Listen, me and Kyle, it's on the up and up from here. All right?
I
It's on the
feel
up and up from
So-
we're
here.
in the zone, bro. We're in the zone.
Okay. Well, let's get on with this gambling segment here. I think we're at the point of
The
going
lines.
into the lines.
Let's go into the lines.
So going into the lines, we have. I'm going to start with Wyatt's lines.
It's overs week, baby.
It's overs week, baby.
It is.
We all suck.
Listen, it's overs week,
We all suck.
but you can easily get burnt on these overs.
No, I think we're all going to do well.
You might get burnt on some of these overs. There it is.
Hey.
So starting out, we're going to go with Wyatt's lines. His kills we have at 17.
It's low.
His halves at 9, and his quarters at 5.
You always get fucked with the halves and the quarters.
I know.
Bro.
They always go one up.
I know. I was
Gosh
like, you
damn it.
always get
He
fucked. with
does.
halves and quarters.
It's hard to hit halves and quarters on that. The assist. The average damage that Wyatt will get is marked at 450.
Boys, I'm telling you right now, you take that. You don't have to put a lot
And
on it, but you take
You
it.
think
And
you're
his-
gonna get 450?
And his max damage is going to be sitting at 1600.
Don't take that. Don't take the bait on that. Go with the average
That's
damage.
fat bait. Bro.
All right, go ahead to the next one.
Now we're going to get to Troy. Troy, you're sitting at a whopping 6 kills total, 3 at the half, and 2 in a quarter.
What do you think?
If you don't take an over on that, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's my gift for y'all.
Your average is at 200,
Yikes.
and your max is at 500.
There's no way you get below
500 for a max?
For
Bro,
a
he-
max
let it be.
damage?
Let him be.
He hit
Listen,
580.
there's a lot of pent up resentment in these numbers. All right,
Troy,
these are revenge numbers.
Look at
and
me
you
in my
know it.
eyes. You're gonna hit.
Dude,
500.
It's not even. As long as I'm playing Olympus, okay, I'll double all of these.
Listen, if
And
Max
you're playing with Kyle.
And I'm playing with Kyle.
if Max is 3 times the points,
It's
let
not.
me tell
It's
you,
not 3 times.
I know if it was like back in the day, I would hit the over on this Max
All day.
so hard.
all day.
All day.
my
Kyle
God.
saw me get like at least 4 games that were over 700 in Olympus.
Yes.
So
So moving on to Kyle. Kyle, who's been known to be our absolute kill leader, had an absolute shitter this week,
Okay.
and he
I did.
and he has not figured out how to play on Kings Canyon effectively.
We all
I'm done.
suck right now.
So Kyle, your kill line is a bit lower this week,
Oh, no.
and I lined you up with B 17 in total, 9 in halves, 5 in quarters.
That sounds like a money ball.
17?
17
17.
sounds like that sounds like
if
a
you
home
get
run.
Gross.
if you get on Kings Canyon, that's a very
Let me
losable
boys,
number.
Let me talk about a home run over right now. That's one right there. That's a home
Well,
run.
we're
over.
getting further.
Okay.
Average damage
Don't.
400.
That's a home run
You put
over
it below
if
Wyatt
I've
Bell?
ever seen it.
Oh.
That is a
Listen.
Ken Griffey Jr. bomb
Are
outside
you
the park.
certain? He only hit a 427 this week.
This is the overs week.
This is
And
over.
we got one more bet.
Okay.
We got one more bet. Kyle
is
has
it?
not hit this number in 2.5 weeks.
Okay.
I think 2.5 weeks in total, but 2 weeks for sure. He has not hit this number in our 12-game series.
Okay.
Max damage 1,400.
What?
He has not hit it.
Ooh, okay. I might not take that because that's not as easy of a layup, but the other two are just such layups. I mean, and even that one is a pretty.
I'm crushing 1400.
That's like a 12-foot jumper. That's easy.
I'm crushing 1400 this week.
Brian, would you mind if me, Troy, and Kyle discussed real quick to get these bets down, and then we'll say our cards?
Yeah, go ahead. We also need to go about the.
Brian Challenge of the Week?
Yep.
Let's actually talk about the Brian Challenge of the Week real quick. Brian crushed his Challenge of the Week. He was supposed to hit 25 balloons. He hit like 1 million fucking balloons.
Yeah, I maxed out and then
He
did
maxed
extra.
out of the balloons, so we all won a little bit of money on that, except Troy. Troy bet the under.
Troy
on
bet
that
the
one.
under on that and got obliterated.
Okay, so now the Brian Challenge of the Week is going to be how long he can stay alive inside of a trident.
And we're going by placement, not
We're
by
going
time.
by placement.
So a win, I can jump out of the trident to take a fight, but I have to be in the trident if I'm not actively engaged in shooting.
And it has to be once he's hit second place. He's got 5 games. Now, will he get to second place? It's tough to say because a trident is kind of loud and the circles can get pretty small. So we're going to see what happens here. Now, each placement that he can get, the highest score or the lowest score he can get is a 5.
That is the best possible
That is
score.
the best possible score that he can get. That means he would get first every single game of the 5, just driving around in a Trident up until second place. The odds of that happening are extremely low, like so low. Now, we're going to place this at 14.5, correct?
Yeah. I would like to see that a lot higher.
Over, under 14.5.
I'd like to see a 17.
17, fuck, that would be
That lets me get
closer.
4th. That lets me get a 4th in there at least once.
Okay, let's do 17.
Let's do
That would be 2/4.
Let's
That'd
do
be
16.
3/3 and
16.
2/4.
16.5.
16.5.
So it
16
makes it
point-
hard. He can't land on it perfectly. We have
Yeah,
to pick over or under.
Okay.
Over
16
So
and a half.
16.5. So if you were to bet on this at home, if you said, I'm going to get over 16.5, you are betting on my failure. And I do not appreciate that, guys.
If you bet on an under, you believe Brian will be able to
Get
win this
at least
challenge.
3rd place 3 times and a 4th place once. I can't. If I have a game where I get like 10th, I'm fucked.
Yeah, it's like
You-
essentially
yeah,
over
that-
unless
it's
you
all
can
over.
win like 3
You can't
first
have
places.
you can't.
I'm
have
pretty
a
much
super
fucked
big
at that
game.
point. Which is
So
like, is it? Oh yeah, we'll get to it later. We'll get to that part later.
So, disclaimer, Brian did win the Brian Challenge of the Week last week. Easily. He destroyed it last week.
Slaughtered.
He had to just hop on balloons. It was the easiest challenge we've ever seen. He dominated it. So, boys, how are we betting on this one? I'm thinking an over easily at 16.5.
That's really tough. I don't see Brian winning any. So that's really the thing is like if he got some first,
I'm taking under.
Also,
You're taking
How-
it under?
I'm taking
how much
under.
time do I have to loot before I get in the Trident?
You can't loot fucking at all. You
So
gotta
all
go
I can
straight
do is
to the
punch?
Trident.
I have to
Yeah.
punch to win?
No.
You see my point?
You can grab stuff at the end when you get out.
Okay,
of
so
You should
I
make
can
it-
only loot a loot
Once
box.
you see the thing, once you see
I
it
can
to
only
where
loot
it goes second place, you can hop out.
Yeah, but okay, so am I allowed to loot a death box
Yeah.
as I'm driving
Yes.
around?
No, until
No.
it says second place.
Fuck, I'm
You know
dead.
what?
I'm
You-
never going to get a win.
Could make it to where second place is basically a first place.
Like
Yeah.
assume second. You assume at that point a 10 is the highest you can get if you get second each time.
Okay.
You set that as a standard. Because if I can't get a gun or armor or anything, and I'm getting freaking shredded running around,
over and under 20.
I'm pretty much dead immediately. Especially on that Trident, if I don't have armor. If a team sees me, I'm pretty much dead.
so he has to average 4th place.
He has to average fourth place over
Over
under 20.
Over under
Okay,
20.
let's do 21.5.
I fucking hate you. I hope you know that.
21.5 makes it to where he can have a bad game and there's still a chance that he wins it.
I'm doing an under. I think this is a super easy one. honestly.
Okay.
Okay, I'm doing.
I think
under
this is a
too.
super easy one. I think he's going to
So
find
21
spot.
you're fine with 21.5?
Yeah,
Totally
absolutely.
fine.
I think he's going to find spots. He's going to find spots to post up, and he's not going to be driving the whole time.
Okay. I'm going to be the only one here that goes with an over. I did do this challenge one time with Carter. I got 5th. The only problem here is how loud the Trident is.
So
and
fucking loud.
And because you can't really loot and get like a shield, the second they start shooting you, you're almost guaranteed dead because you can't really mess around. Now, he's going to spawn with the white shield, which is going to help him out a little bit.
And he's gonna have 2 cells.
And he's going to have 2 cells.
And a Mozambique.
And the Mozambique, I'm going to say, I'm still going to say over. I'm going to go over on 21.5. So there we go.
Wow.
That's the Brian Challenge of the week.
I didn't realize I can actually bet under on myself for once in my life.
That is the Brian Challenge of the week. Get your bets in. Make sure you tune in for the live stream because last
actually a
week's live
blast.
stream was one of the craziest streams we've ever had on Grab My Banner. At the very end, we all decided to try and play a game with no weapons at all other than grenades and ults, and we ended up pulling the win on the first try. Shit was fucking nuts.
How many bones did you lose from that, Troy?
I don't know how many. I don't think I lost any bones.
not
but I
bones.
lost
How many
my
channel points?
I lost them all. Yeah, I lost all my channel
He
points.
goes, they can't win with just
That was-
grenades and abilities, and we fucking won it.
That was insane.
was insane.
Not only did
That
we
was
win it, we
insane.
won it with how many kills?
We had
was
We
a
had like
great
6
game.
kills with that. Like,
we had 9. I
By
think.
everybody's standards,
was
it was
insane.
it was a good
really
game.
great
Like,
game.
it was fun.
That was
And
crazy.
Getting the community involved with that was an absolute
Very
blast because they
fun.
started giving us like fun little challenges here and there and stuff like that.
So make sure you guys check out the Grab My Banner podcast Twitch channel. Okay, now me, Kyle, and Troy, we got some bets to make here. I want your guys' opinion on some of these. Troy,
Shoot.
look at me in my fucking face and talk to me about your kill line. It's at 7.
Yeah,
That is
That's
it.
that's a joke.
It's at 6.
It's at 6.
Oh, it's at 6.
It's at 6-3-2.
6.
Okay, when I did the Brian head-to-head, I believe I got somewhere between 12 and 14. I might have got 14.
And you're
That
playing
was
with
on-
Kyle.
That was on World's Edge.
It was on that was on
was
World's
World's
Edge and Olympus, I believe.
No, it was just World's Edge.
No, it was on World's
It was
Edge.
on-
No, it was when
on
Olympus was
Olympus
out of
and World's
rotation.
Edge.
It was
So-
when
Oh
Olympus-
yeah. So
Oh,
Olympus
yeah,
is
yeah.
World's
It was
Edge.
just World's Edge.
He actually had the
Okay.
worst games on Olympus. Now, Kyle is good and can steal kills sometimes, not on purpose.
I just do
it's
it.
just
My
you
kill
just
line
do
of
it.
6 is ridiculous. All right, it's ridiculous.
I'm
It's
taking
so
it.
dumb.
I'm taking it. I'm taking
Yeah,
over.
it's so. Just think about that. It's so dumb. Like we're playing 12 games. That would mean I only had to get a kill every other game.
Kyle, I'm looking
Looking
you
at your
now.
track record,
And
Troy,
shoot.
that's not far off.
Oh, stop it.
Your average damage was 400. I really don't feel like I have to ask you this, but what is your game plan going into this?
Listen, dude, I'm gonna crush it. Like the fact that he put me below you is kind of a shot in the heart, and I was like, why the hell would you put me at 400 when I've been at 550 for the past 2 weeks?
Okay.
Well,
All right,
you
I'll take
you hit
that.
a 427. Wyatt, I just want to point out, you asked him what's his game plan. He didn't have a game plan. He just said, I'm going to crush it.
Okay.
We already said that our game plan was we're dropping Big Blue Dick for 15 games.
We're
All
dropping
right,
the-
we're dropping
the
3
biggest
warm ups,
of blue
and then we're
dicks.
dropping 12 Dick games. That's what
12
we're doing.
different games.
For those
Okay.
of you who don't know what the big blue dick is, we're not talking about Troy's.
It's
We're
just
talking
Carrier.
about Carrier.
It's just carrier.
Yeah, Carrier is the big blue dick.
The Blue Rocket. We have a gas station in town called the Red Rocket. Shout out to those guys.
Very true. Very true. All right, I'm done. I got my card ready to go whenever you guys are good.
Okay,
You guys need to ask any questions?
How confident are you on your kill line?
Mine, 17.
Yes.
I'm actually betting on it myself.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot better in duos now that I've switched to Gibraltar. I think I can hit it easily.
Okay.
I've been averaging like my KD this season went from 1.46 to 1.53 in 2 nights.
Yee.
And so I really feel like I can hit that easily.
Okay.
So I
then
think you should
I'm
bet
gonna
on
do
that.
I'm gonna do that.
But if you want the safest bet out of all of these,
Mhm.
it's the average damage. My ult alone will get me close to 450 because I throw like 4 of those a game.
All right.
That's if you wanna be
do
the
you run
most
hella
safe.
ult excels?
I grab
he
as
does.
many as I can find. I told King and Carter to just ping them for me whenever they find them.
And so you just pop
And I'm
them?
playing with the teammate this time.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I'm just going to play. I'm going to record my games when I play with Carter, or King or Carter.
Okay. Cool.
I'm
cool.
playing with a
Sounds
teammate.
good.
So, you have any questions?
I'm not even betting on you.
Okay.
I don't have enough to bet on you. That's why.
What's your main bet?
I don't have enough to split it all around.
You want to do your
How
card
many-
I
first?
did the kills. It's so
How many
easy.
bets do you guys have?
3.
3.
I have 3.
3. Kyle, how many do you have? You taking the 4th?
Damn right, I'm taking the fourth.
Better fucking take it.
That's what I'm talking about.
There it is.
All right. You want to go with your card first? Or do you want me to go first?
Go first because I got to get these bones figured out.
All right, so I only have 3 I guess 4, including the Brian challenge of the week. My first bet is on me. Total kills over at 17. I put 50 bones on that. I really think I've been playing well. I've been playing a lot of Apex, so obviously when you play a lot, you start to play a little bit better. And I've been playing really well, so I'm going to go over on that for 50. I put an over on Troy's kill total line at 6. I mean, it's 6 fucking kills. 6. It's 6. I put 30 on that. And then for Kyle, I went with my gift of the All-Father bet, 30 bones at 400 over of his average damage line. I feel like he crushes that. Kyle normally doesn't get damage that low. I think we all just had a bad week. It was the first week of Kings Canyon. We've all learned a little bit more since we've been on the map. I think we're going to play a lot better. Plus, there's the off chance that you play Olympus instead of Kings Canyon. I think at the beginning of last season, we wanted to play Kings Canyon, and it was 2 straight weeks of only Kings Canyon. Now we have Olympus in the rotation.
I'm so stoked.
Yeah, so I think we're all going to do a lot better, including Troy. So I think we're going to do great. I think that is going to be it. And then my Brian challenge of the week is a 21.5 over on that. I think he's going to have one bad game. I really think it's a great
How many
challenge.
bones?
Oh, shit. Let me put 20 on that.
Nice.
So I put 20 on Brian right there. That's a total of 130 bones out of 188.
Wait, you put an over on my 21.5 or an under?
Wait.
Over.
Okay, so you think I'm doing worse than 21.5?
He thinks you're going to lose.
You think I'm going to suck ass?
Yeah.
I
Well,
think there's
a big
just
middle
one
finger to you.
bad game.
Big middle finger
One
to you.
bad game.
We're glossing over this. I need the confidence, guys. Come on.
Oh my god.
Who's next?
I'll go next.
okay,
Sorry,
yeah.
Kyle. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, teammate.
All right, thanks, brother. All right, well, I bet the under on Brian's challenge for 5 bones because, I really think that he's going to do it. I don't think, even though the thing's fucking loud as shit, I think that if you don't hit 5th or 4th place every fucking time, you're just
See that? See that?
getting
Wise?
destroyed.
That's a fucking good
Brian,
teammate right
I
there.
trust you, but one
Oh
bad
my god!
game.
I got to vote for not being a bad
That's
teammate.
two now.
No.
That's
That's
two
two. That's
votes.
3
I'm out.
and
I'm out.
Look
one.
what you just did.
I'm freedom.
Look what you just did, bro.
Yeah,
You
this
release-
right here. This
release
your
your
release,
shackles.
bro. This
It's
show,
on tape,
this showboating makes me want to revoke my.
dude.
You
He's
can't-
happy to be a
You
good
gave
teammate.
Dobby a
Look
sock.
what you
I want you to.
Look
I
what
want
you
you
just did.
I want you to bet over on me. Bet
Look
over
what
on
you
me.
just did.
Dobby is
It's okay.
free.
Look what you just did.
It's okay. He'll fuck himself later.
Okay. Anyways, after my freedom. Anyways, so on Wyatt, I bet an over on his average damage for 5 bones. And on Troy, I bet my gift to the Allfather
Fuck yeah, give it
for
to me,
30
bro. Give it
bones
to me, teammate.
on
Let's
the
fucking
6
go, dude.
kills.
Yeah, dude, that's
Over.
it's
I
the
mean- 'Cause
if
dumbest,
he
most
doesn't-
disrespectful layup.
He's got to get 7 kills.
That's
so
it.
disrespectful.
7
That's
kills.
it.
Okay.
That's it.
And you have one more bet, Kyle.
And one more bet is I'm betting the over on for 10 bones on my 17 kill line because that's bullshit. And I'm going to destroy it.
Wow,
and then
no-
I'm going to rub
no-
it in all your faces.
No faith in yourself.
I have
no gift
lots-
to the Allfather on it.
No,
He loves
because
me.
I
He
have
loves
faith
me.
in my team.
He loves me.
I have faith in
Man,
my team.
Let the Kyle kiss
he's
up.
really
Let the
turned
Kyle
over.
kiss up.
He's really turned over a new leaf.
Wow.
He's
Turned over
he's
your
fucking
leaf.
for
Wow.
real,
Hey, listen, Bald Kyle's
Yeah, he
different
has.
now, okay?
dude. Well, Kyle is different, dude.
Careful, it's growing back in.
I know it is going back in. Might
All
go
right,
back to my
Troy,
ways.
your card.
All right, listen. This is the easiest card in the world. I'm putting 28 of my 30 bones on my kill line for the over. I'm putting 1 of my 30 bones on my average damage, and I'm putting 1 of my 30 bones on my max.
Brian, your card.
All right. So my card, I'm actually looking at that Kyle kill line, and you know what? I think.
If you bet an under, I will fucking murder you.
Listen, Kyle, your game's come in bunches.
Oh my
Brian,
God.
if you bet
And I
an
think
under
you're
on
ge-
this,
I had a
I
10
can't
kill game
defend
last
you.
week.
And I
I
think you're-
can't defend
He
you.
can't hold on to those bones to save his life. He doesn't know
Y'all
what to
didn't
do
let
with
me
them.
finish. Listen, Kyle, your kills come in clumps. You'll go like 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 4, 0, 0, 10. I think you're going to get enough clumps in this 12-game sample to get over 17. I'm taking the bet on that.
Okay.
I'm putting
Thank
60 bones on
Okay.
Kyle.
Holy shit. All right. Good. That's a good bet.
That's about half of his total earnings right now.
And that is going to be my gift to the Allfather on it, on top of that.
Fuck.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry,
Makes
buddy.
me not want to do well, but I have to do
But
well.
you
You
have
have
to.
to. You have to, because if you don't hit that line, you know what's happening.
I
right?
know I'm going to get roasted.
Wyatt,
Yeah.
I really like your average damage line a lot. When you're playing Gibraltar and you're playing with a teammate, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to be having a ton of volt accelerants,
I have 1,000,000 of them.
bro, easy, 40 Wyatt
Okay.
over.
Okay.
And Troy, your kill line.
If you bet an under, you're just being a bitch.
Honestly,
I'm
it's
actually
so
not-
low. I almost bet an under because
No
it's just
way.
so low.
It's so low. There's not
Like-
many times I get to take a shot like that at Troy for
Yeah.
one.
It's more of just a spite bet.
Spite bet for
a little
one
bit.
bone.
A little bit.
I would never sink so low as to place a spite bet.
You
fucking-
placed many spite bets in
fucking
your day.
pussies.
Troy,
You
only
only
play
play
spice bets for
I
like
have
2
bets
minutes.
a
never
week.
placed a spite bet
You
in
place
my life.
5 to 6 spite bets a week. You're just spite betting left and right. You're just squirting spite bets all
I
over the
literally
place.
have never spite betted in the history of
Oh
my
my God.
breathing existence.
You
Go back
spite
3
betted
episodes.
so bad.
I didn't spite bet.
Go back 3
Kyle, there was
episodes
no
after
spite
Wyatt
betting.
left. When Wyatt left, there was some serious spike.
There was
bets.
a-
some
and there's some
spite-
serious
I
bet.
denied it then
There was some
because it wasn't a spite bet.
There was some serious
just
spite
watching.
right before Wyatt left when Kyle had left you.
spite bets.
no one's ever left me.
There
yeah,
was some.
I think he left the team, but yeah,
Yeah,
either way,
no one's
He-
ever
let me-
left. me.
sorry, he
I'm a
le-
fantastic teammate.
Oh,
Troy's that
God.
guy that quits before he gets fired.
That's not
That's-
true at all. That's nonsense.
I could have, but I did not because I'm loyal, unlike some people at this table. I am loyal.
What
stuck
did I
with
say
it.
to you when I quit?
You said you were like, "Fuck you, you're a bitch."
Oh my god, we're just
That's what
lying
you
on
said.
national television right now.
So I still have another 23 bones available. Troy, your kill line.
Don't do it, you stupid
You guys,
punk.
quick question. Not talking to Troy. Quick question.
Shoot.
When does Troy typically do better? In the beginning or the end of his games?
The end.
The end? Okay. Troy, 23 bones, fourth quarter, over 2 kills.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Please, for the love of God, you gotta hit that one.
You got to do it. That's a good one.
Please.
That's
I'm not
actually-
saying you won't, but
No,
please.
no, that's a really good bet, honestly.
please.
Yeah,
I'm gonna crush every quarter but the fourth just for you. Throw it.
He gets one 6 kill
purposely
game.
I'm gonna make it so that I get everyone down to one shot, and then I call Kyle in to finish him off. Yeah.
Wow.
I just fly in with the massive bow.
That's good. With my luck, that's what it's going to be. But you know what? I can afford to lose 23 bones because somebody decided to give me much more than that this past week.
Bro,
Nice.
I know. It was a bad choice.
Bad bet, boys.
I was like, this is a good one. We're gonna beat their ass. And then after I watched your guys' stream, I was like, fuck.
I was
After you
kind of
sniped
going
us?
crazy.
Oh, shut the fuck
I
up.
was kind of going crazy. I felt good. I felt good.
That snipe only gave us motivation.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we didn't snipe you.
We were actually in a rut. And
We were, and that brought us
the
out of
rut.
the rut. Like it
'Cause
was like 2
I
games
got
after that we popped off.
I got so mad.
We started playing so
I
much
got
better after
so
that.
mad. All right, well, boys, all of our cards are said, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
that's right.
That should just about wrap it up for the show. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. Don't forget to head on down to our Discord server. That's where we like to chill, say what's up, hang out. That's where you will know all the streams are starting because we put all the links in there. That's where you want to be. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter. We've got a lot of Twitter followers recently because of all the brand new accounts that have come out on the hands of the masked boxer. And we've got a lot of cool stuff going on all the social medias, and especially TikTok. We're almost at 20,000. Go ahead and follow us on there. Boys, we will see you guys next week. Make sure to check out the Boxing Pod.
Quick question on that. You mentioned the stream. When do you guys want to do this next challenge? When do you guys want me to do that?
Fucking ASAP. I don't give
Bro,
a shit.
so when does this come out?
Probably Thursday or Friday.
Thursday, Friday? Okay, so I'm thinking maybe the night after it comes out. Sound good?
Okay. Yeah, we can do
Well,
that.
we'll let you, if you're in the Discord, we'll give you a heads up even before the stream comes out that we're going to have another challenge coming. That way, if you don't get a chance to listen to the podcast yet, you can still come and join us in stream.
Yeah, and you can also
Exactly.
watch the show after. I mean,
Oh, yeah, you
Twitch
can-
saves the whole night.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Listen, I'm also going to say, I'm going to throw this in right at the end. I've been wanting to write a letter to one of you guys, or many of you guys, since we first got sponsored by Rep Sports. So please, for the love of God,
Just
go
once.
to Rep Sports, okay? Use code BANNER. If you
Fuck.
don't know how to spell it, look it up.
God.
Okay?
It's on the
Use-
title. It's in the title of our
It's in the title of the
podcast.
show.
Use code BANNER. How many? Hey, Wyatt Babb, how much percentage off would they get?
15.
Holy cow, that's a lot of percentage off.
That's a lot of
Go
percent.
order
More-
literally
That's
anything.
more percent than
You
Troy
can-
Stills.
You can shut up, dude. You can go and get the cheapest thing on there, and I will write you a full-blown message from the heart, and I will even include something from my house that's worth nothing except for sentimental value. Okay?
Exactly. What
Promise.
More, what more
Scouts
could you
honor.
want?
Do it for me.
What more could you want? All right,
Troy
boys.
just sends dental floss.
All right,
Lots
boys.
of sentimental value.
Yeah, well, I'm not using it, so somebody should have it.
That'll just about wrap it up for the show. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys next time. See you later.